Welcome back to the Brutally Honest Loan Officer Podcast. I am Stephen Brock, and with me is Mr. Derek Brown. We are loan officers with a mortgage firm in Florida. Derek, say hello.
Hello.
There he is. And with us today, we have a special guest, a realtor, and my dear friend, Miss Shannon Burrows.
Hola.
Hello.
Welcome, Shannon.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me. This is going to be fun. Your listeners really don't know what they're in for.
I'm like, part of me, just from like meeting you in the last 10 minutes, like I'm that nervous, excited. You know? Like this might be the first one where we have to like bleep words or something. I feel like that's coming.
We were for all ages, and now we're gonna be explicit. We're gonna be explicit after this, but
yeah. I'll try to be on my best behavior.
Yeah,
no, it's all good. All good.
That is
we want you to be behavior.
You. All right, well, let's just get into it. I want to start. We ask every guest we have this question. It's a little icebreaker. Do you believe in aliens?
Not today.
Not today.
Tomorrow doesn't look good either.
Have you ever believed in aliens then, I guess?
I have not.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm not saying that there's not a chance, but I'm just saying as of right now, the answer is no.
She's right there with me. I feel like we would know for sure.
Right.
Like, here's the alien. It came from here. Like, I don't know. Not all this.
Maybe we're the alien. We're not maybe.
Why do you guys believe in aliens?
I do not. Steven, I think, does.
I think somewhere. So I don't know if there's intelligence. I don't know if they're smarter than us, but I think there's something out there.
No, when I say aliens, I'm talking about like what we see in the movies, like somebody that's in a spaceship comes to visit Earth. I'm not talking about an amoeba on Mars.
Yeah.
Like legitimate alien, you know. So
little gray guy walking around.
Yeah. All right, Shannon. Well, I want to know more about you. So here's your chance to tell your life story.
Oh God. Well, first I need to stop laughing because I'm tearing.
No, so Steven said you're a realtor, but I want to get before that. Like, you know, where did you grow up? You know, tell us about yourself.
I like to call myself a badass life changer.
Wow. Me too. I didn't know I did, but like hearing it, I think I want to be that too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that now.
Well, there you have it. That summed it up.
Okay, so expand on badass life changer.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, that's I everything I do, I literally wake up with purpose every day. My husband kind of laughs at me because he's like, just because your eyes open does not mean that your mouth needs to open. I was like, I know, but you never know whose lives I can change today. True story. I don't know. I just generally love helping people. I'm super passionate about a lot of specific things. I am also super ADHD, so I'm all over the place with the things that I want to do because I want to help everybody instead of stay in my lane. But I give back a lot to the community. I give back to the breast cancer community. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of everything I do in a nutshell. Just kidding. Yeah, so I got involved in, you want to know how I got involved in real estate? Is that what you're asking?
You were born and then you were a realtor. What happened in between?
I was born and then I became a realtor. Back in 1972. No, so my mom was a realtor, actually. I grew up in upstate New York outside of Buffalo in a little town called East Aurora. And I was an only child at the time. And we moved there and I was like, well, how do I go make friends? And my mom said, go knock on the doors. Well, clearly we can't do that these days.
The start of door knocking.
The start of door knocking. So when I say I actually love door knocking, like people are like, nobody says that. I'm like, but I do. So my mom said, you have to go, find friends. So I would go knock on the doors. Hi, my name's Shannon. Do you have any friends my age I can play with? Shh, down the door, down the neighborhood I would go. And that's how. Yeah. And then it's kind of crazy when I thought about it. So she was a realtor as well. I kind of watched everything that she did. She was a realtor back in the day when you actually had the MLS books in the office. You had to go like flip through the pages and everything. She also was in the era of, do you remember the cell phones that you had to like have installed into your car?
Yeah.
Like like the alien phone, Steven?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember them, but I've seen them in old movies, so I know what you're referring to.
Yeah. So back then I was like, wow, man, she must be rolling high if she's got this phone installed in her car. But I really just loved watching like everything she did to help people, and it satisfied her, it made her happy. And I never really thought about that when I was younger. Like I look back as I was, growing up, I went to school for clinical psychology, which I guess technically you have to use that in this business anyway, right?
Sure.
So yeah, that's how I got involved with door knocking because my mom threw me out there to find friends. And then I went to school for clinical psychology at University of Tampa. And then my parents were getting a divorce. And so my dad was living on this coast over here with my brother and I, not all together, by the way. And so we said, let's go get our real estate license together and we'll start doing investments together. And then that didn't pan out because I pull my money out and move on with my life. So anyway, I still have my license. My brother's in Connecticut and my dad doesn't have his license anymore. So here I am flying solo. I started in 2003. Yeah, 21 years ago. Met my husband at Coldwell Banker because that's where you're supposed to go to learn all the things when you get your license is go to Coldwell Banker. Now you go to Keller Williams. Anyway, so started there at Coldwell Banker, and my husband was like really big top REO broker. So he did a lot of different real estate and I was just new in the business. So I would always go ask him questions. And then I left there and then I went to another brokerage, became vice president of business development so I could help realtors grow their business. And then at one point I realized realtors are a pain in the butt because they don't want to do anything. They want to learn all the things, but they don't actually want to implement the things. And then they get frustrated when they can't get the things that they want. So I said, you know what? I need to take a pause on this whole real estate thing. I'm in a point right now where I'm really not liking humans. So I decided to take a break. I said, I'm going to go into my happy place, and that's the gym. So I became an ASM certified personal trainer, stepped right into the gym. And I was like, I'm going to change people's lives because they're coming in and they want to have their lives changed because they need something different in their life. So that for me was like starting my badass life changer season. And, about 3 months into training, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So that didn't actually go as planned for that chapter. And I said, okay, well, there's got to be a reason for this. So I do say that I found my purpose at the intersection of passion and pain. And that was through my diagnosis because I realized there's a huge gap between the medical and fitness industries. And I wanted to be able to fill that gap. So now I realized I actually found my purpose, which is pretty amazing when you can actually find your purpose because a lot of people don't ever find that in life. And so I actually say, thank you, breast cancer. I'll take it from here. And so now I got back into real estate. My husband's like, I don't understand why you're not back in real estate doing, what you enjoy doing, but you can still serve your purpose of, helping others. Like you love, giving back. You love being involved in the community, doing events and all that. And I was like, I can't possibly listen to him. And he can't possibly be right. He's my husband.
Yeah.
So I did the things and I got back into real estate. And so right now my purpose is everything I do, all my transactions I close and I give back to the breast cancer community. So I'm in the process of formatting a breast cancer recovery program and partnering with the Sari Center, which is a local nonprofit here.
That's awesome.
That's
Love that.
That's Shannon. That's Shannon in a nutshell.
That's my Cliff Notes.
No, and like finding your just between passion and pain. Like I've never heard anybody say that, but like I feel like that's powerful. Yeah. And when I think about it, like I'm in a similar boat. I can tell you right now that I love my wife with all my heart, but my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And when my wife and I were dating, my wife slept on the hospital floor with me when we were waiting on some results. And in that moment, I knew that she was the one for me. Aww. So finding it in the middle of passion and pain.
Yep.
I love that.
On my purpose at the intersection of passion and pain. People are like, what? I'm like, it's for real.
Yeah. That's incredible. Okay. So changing lives is probably your favorite part about being a realtor.
Yes. My tagline is changing the world one smile at a time.
I love it.
And smile stands for simply making individual lifestyle enhancements.
Do you have a favorite, I don't want to say client, but favorite real estate story?
Mm-hmm.
The last.
Well, I don't know if I can talk about them because we're supposed to keep this PG, right?
We We passed
Yes. PG-13. We can maybe go NC-17. No, I mean, there's no like.
No.
I say go for it.
Go for it.
One that really hits. This is not going to be R-rated. It's fine.
Okay.
One that really hit my heart was I forgot to mention the whole like in between the whole NASM and getting back into real estate. I became a certified cancer exercise specialist. So yes, that's a thing. So that's when I knew that's when I had to really dive in and build this recovery program. So I had my brochures at the Sari Center, which is the organization I'm partnering with, and I forgot I had them there. I had just had my brochures, my cards, and this woman called me, and she was like very persistent. She called me twice, and she's like, "I need your help. I need your help." And I'm like, "I'm not training anymore. Like, I don't have time." Anyway, had a conversation with her. She unfortunately had been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. They couldn't do anything about it. And then was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer, and they couldn't do anything about it. And she said, I just need help. And I said, okay, how's this? So I went down to her. She had an apartment, and she had lost her daughter to cystic fibrosis. So she was alone. She really had a lot of she just needed somebody. So I said, here, I'll come down. I will take a look at your gym. I'll assess the situation, and then I will just write workouts for you every week. Is that okay? And she's like, well, I'd like to work out with somebody. And I was like, okay, but I'm not driving to Boynton Beach every morning to work out. That's just not happening. She said, what if I come to you? And I said, okay. So she started coming to me like 3 times a week, and we would train in the morning, and it was like a win-win. It was beneficial for both of us. Accountability for me. She had somebody to talk to, and we built our relationship. Well, last November-ish, I think it was, her health took a decline, and fast forward, she said, I can't be in my apartment anymore because I can't go up and down the stairs. Her health declined so fast that she was in a walker, and she's like 50, so she's not old. And she said, I need to find a home. So I need to find a single family home, and found her home, and we walked in, and she was like, this is it. It was nice and bright. Like, it sounds kind of morbid because I really felt like she was calling me to tell me that she was dying and she wanted to be in her perfect home. And she got her perfect home. It was like, it's just so bizarre to me that so that's how it started, because I met her. She was calling me for cancer exercise, but then I ended up changing her world because I got her into a single family home so she can be at peace and have bright sunshine in her home while she's trying to recover in life.
Dang.
Don't cry, Derek. Don't cry.
No, but that's heavy. That's heavy. Are you kidding me? Like, that's a story.
So that goes back to my purpose, right?
100%. Man, Derek, what do you like about your job? I save people some money sometimes. And we've got this person over here changing the entire direction of a woman's future. Okay. Whew.
Any other questions?
No, podcast done.
We're done.
Mic drop. Holy smokes.
Oh wow. It's just amazes me because I've known Shannon for a couple of years now, and how upbeat Shannon is on here is how she is probably 24/7. I haven't been around her 24 hours straight, but that's maybe I need to ask Todd. Todd will tell us, but she's always so uplifting. All the stuff she's been through, all the clients she's helped go through some similar situations, just so uplifting for everybody all the time. I love it. It's amazing.
I can make a bet right now. I'm going to make a bet. So one of the things that we have talked to, Steve and I have talked to countless realtors on the podcast, but also off, and just talking about the changes in our current market, the NAR settlement changes, and commission offerings, all of that. I'm going to make a bet that you are not worried one bit about it.
I'm not.
Somebody that is extremely positive, finds the positive outlook in everything. I just that's what I'm feeling from Shannon. I just don't think you are concerned about any of those changes, because anytime we talk to top producing realtors, they're not really too concerned. They're going to go about business as they always do. They know how to generate business. They know how to generate leads. They know who to talk to, how to talk. And they're just confident in their ability to produce.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a relationship business just like you guys. So at
100%.
the end of the day, if you can have relationships and conversations with people, they're just forms that we're talking about, right? I mean, so what? Yeah.
And it's a form that everybody's going to have to sign.
Let's weed out the people that don't belong in here.
Yeah. And it's already starting to happen.
I know.
Already starting.
Our industry saw it when rates stayed higher than people thought they were going to stay. You see a lot of loan officers leaving. It's always
so we
a
always
thing.
have to renew at the end of the year. And I think, what was it, like 30% of loan officers just didn't renew?
Yeah.
Didn't even bother keeping their license.
That's
Got too
perfect.
hard.
Good
Fine
for
by
me.
me. Yeah.
Scale
See ya.
back.
Thanks for the extra market share. Appreciate
Right?
it.
All right, so I want to go on another little story. How did we meet, Shannon? How did we meet?
This is fun. This is a fun story. We met on Cinco de Mayo, 2022 at a Marketing Madness, which is where we have our local realtor board in the mornings, 1 day a week, and everyone gets together and kind of like networks and finds out what's going on in the market, whatnot. That morning, I was on the treadmill multitasking. So I was on Instagram, and Nikki, his wife, started following me or something like that. I think it was on I think she was doing your business page or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I replied back to her and I was like, oh, thanks for the follow. I followed you back. I said, I really love supporting local businesses and family-owned businesses. That's my thing. Like that's why I like Guardian Angel. I'm very specific about who I like to work with. Right. So anyway, so I sent her my business card via like my image, and I'm at Marketing Madness and standing in line for our whatever breakfast that we were having there. And all of a sudden, Steven taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Is this you?" And I was like, "Yeah, weird. How did that happen?" And he's like, "So my wife sent this to me and was like, do you know her?" And oddly enough, I literally was standing right in front of him.
Yeah. She's like,
"Hey, do you?" Like she messaged you right then. Like, do you know her? And you're like, yeah, she might be the woman in front of me in line.
Yes.
I was just sitting there waiting, and she was standing across from me, and she's like, my wife was like always on my Instagram, like messaging realtors, trying to set up. It's like, hey, you should follow her. Do you know her? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, she's right in front of me, so I'm about to know her.
Might be about to have breakfast with her. So hold your phone for a second. Let me see.
Like so random. And so like Steven was totally chill, nonchalant, like he is, like always, a complete opposite of me. Steven's a lot like my husband, just like very chill, like, yeah, whatever. And then so he calls me the next day, like a good lender. So another reason why I love working with Steven is he's very good with follow-up. He does all the things like we're supposed to be doing in our business. And He calls me the next day and he was like, "Hey, so I'd like to set up a coffee date with you, meet and have coffee." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not your girl. Like, I don't do coffee." I was like, "Happy hour?" So there we went.
Yeah, happy hour. It was.
Yep. I can't do caffeine. So just so you know, this is not because I drank coffee. My body can't handle caffeine. So this is me.
This is zero caffeine.
Oh, this is just Shannon. She woke up.
Yeah.
This is just Shannon. She woke up.
Wow. Oh, I mean, I don't like coffee, but I have a Celsius in the morning. Like, so
those are bad for you.
In the grand scheme of what I could put in my body, it's not that bad, I guess.
All right, we're keeping this PG still. Keeping it PG.
Right. You were, what were you drinking? Like Swedish fish energy drinks or Sour Patch Kid energy drinks?
Well, there was Bang. I like that. And then I went to Celsius because I thought it was healthier. I don't know. Just leave me alone, okay?
It's got cell in it, so it's good for my cells.
I don't know. I have a personal trainer friend that drinks them, so that it's healthy. I don't know. Okay, so well then, Shannon, I know you're not worried about the NAR settlement and stuff like that. However, our market is evolving a lot. How do you see the market evolving? What do you see? Like, what are the big changes you see coming up? I know that some realtors are like, open houses don't work. So like, just in that sense, what do you see coming in the market?
I love open houses. I just did 2 this weekend. I love open houses because I love people. So I like to be in front of people. Do not put me on the phone because I would rather watch paint dry.
Sure.
So I don't know. I like, I like to see that the industry is weeding itself out. So I do appreciate that. I do feel like we're just going back to a normal market, which is, things are taking 30, 60, 90 days to sell, whatever. It's very frustrating to me when I hear buyers being like, "Oh my God, the rates are so high." And I'm like, okay, what's Steven's famous line? It's a win, draw, win, right? So why, like, I don't understand. What's the big deal? Like, you're not at 13%. You're not at 20%. You're at like 6%. What, 6.4 today? Is that what it is? 6.4?
Yeah, well, it's coming down too. Once actually markets should be open up now. So we'll see if anything happened over the weekend. But yeah,
like,
last week was a fantastic week for us as far as mortgage interest rates go.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just tell people, I'm like, you're never going to see the 2-3% again. So get over it. Like, if you need to move, you need to move, bottom line. So you're not, I think it's going to be coming back to kind of the basics, if you will, of like, I need to move. I'm either relocating, divorce, like all the life events, right? All the D's, diapers, diplomas, death, divorce,
diamonds,
employment, diamonds.
Gotta have diamonds.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's accurate. And I think that's one thing too, like just COVID ruined the market for a minute. And I say ruined because it brought 2 to 3% interest rates with interest rates so low. And people were also making money at the time too, like certain industries. I mean, we just had, a $400,000 house gets listed. It's under contract within 24 hours. Somebody's paying $30,000 over and we're closing in 20 days.
And waiving inspections.
Right. And it just like that made people think like that's the new norm, and now we're getting away from that, which I think is so much better, and I just having a contingency to sell a home. That's normal. A house, like you don't have to list your house and then, there's no showing request yet. It's 9 hours later. Should we do a price reduction? Whoa, whoa, calm down. Like we just need to take a breath. Let's see what happens. I mean, I have one of my realtors sold a townhome for one of our clients, and I think it was on the market like 20 something days, no price reduction, and then they got a full price offer. So I asked her, I was like, hey, reach out to that buyer's agent, just find out when they got pre-approved. And so she calls me back. She's like, they got pre-approved like 5 days ago. There you go. They just simply weren't in the market when you listed.
Yeah.
But she didn't, like the seller, like didn't absolutely have to sell immediately. So they just kind of waited, and next thing you know, full price offer. Great.
Yep. Well, and I think also for like listings, I think you really have to price forward for the listings rather than the standard, you go back and look at comps of what is sold, what's pending and things like that. You really need to kind of price it forward because you can't go back to a comp from 2, 3, 4, 6 months ago. That wasn't the same market that we're in right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
The market has definitely shifted. So with that, what is one thing you do as a realtor that you see a lot of realtors don't do, or like maybe something that they're missing that they should be doing?
Shazam! I bring out my pink. So I roll out, I love open houses. Like I said, I roll out a pink carpet, my stances with my pink ropes. I do a pink Prosecco drink with raspberries in it and charcuterie cups in the pink charcuterie cup.
Wow.
Because it's about the experience. And I light my candles. I have specific candles I light. It's all about the experience.
Those candles smell so good.
Yes.
I keep saying every time I do an open house with her, I'm like, I want to buy these candles, and then I forget as soon as I walk out. I love those candles.
You just need to look it up online when you're there.
Right.
How can I? Because she's like,
Tony and I went to dinner. I shit you not. Tony and I went to dinner a week or so ago. In the bathroom of the restaurant was one of the best smelling candles ever. And like, I took a picture, like I picked it up. I'm like, I want to know what this is or whatever. And then she went to the bathroom. She's like, yeah, you're right. And so I think it was 2 days later, hey, candle arrived. And I'm like, how did you? And she's like, yeah, I mean, I liked it too. Okay. Okay. She found it online, ordered it, Amazon, done.
Yeah.
So no excuses, Steven. You didn't really love it.
I do love it.
You did, you'd get it.
I love it.
Right?
I take a picture every time. You haven't been around Shannon long enough to realize that when you talk about the candle, that's only about 1% of what you're going to talk about in the next 2 hours at an open house.
Right.
What do you mean? We have fun.
We do have fun. Our open houses, like she said, they are an experience. They're always fun. It could be one person shows up or 50 people show up. Like the atmosphere is always the same with her.
Shannon Burrows, party of one. No, and then also Steven did co-branded coloring books for us and took into consideration my tagline of change the world one smile at a time. And my first page, the first coloring page, is some cute little picture and the word smile on it. See, it's part of the experience.
All experience.
Good job, Steven.
So when you see that Shannon Burrows is doing an open house, you're gonna be like, oh my God, she's got the best open houses. Let's go. Even if I'm not looking to buy the home.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I would just invite neighbors. If you want to just have a nice little 2-hour window on a Saturday,
right?
Come on through. come on through. But people are going to remember that too. That's one of the things too, where like some people are saying, you know, open houses don't work. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to sell the house, maybe not. Not all houses are sold because of open houses.
Right.
However, future business comes from open houses.
Correct.
Absolutely. You know, and if you put on a show, the owner of the home that's selling is going to recognize it, remember it, tell people. Anybody that comes through might tell people, might be interested. Maybe they have a home to sell. You know, Shannon knows what she's doing. Let's talk to Shannon about having a party at our house and sell it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's definitely lead generation. No, I think it's smart. And I love that. Just all the pink stuff.
All the pink.
It just immediately lets people know like what you're about. So I love that.
Her pink and her blue.
My pink and my blue and my lily. Those are my brands.
Very easy to pick out gifts for her.
Yes.
Oh, that's pink.
Clearly.
Nope. Oh, do you have anything else, Derek? I think that's all our questions really that we have with it.
Yeah, we weren't trying to, you know, we went pretty deep. I will say that.
Yeah.
We went back knocking doors as a kid.
If you could go back to your younger self, what's a piece of advice you would give?
Oh God, I really wish, and my daughter's 16 and I keep telling her, my husband's a broker as well. And I keep telling her, I was like, when you turn 18, you're going to get real estate license. She's like, I don't want to sell real estate. I'm like, I didn't ask if you wanted to sell real estate. I want you to get your license because you literally could just send referrals to your dad and I and be making money and still sitting at the beach. Like
yeah, sure.
Growing up, it was never an option or an opportunity. No one ever said to me like, go get your license at 18. Like in hindsight, I wish I did because fast forward 52, I'd be crushing it. I probably wouldn't even have to work right now.
That's true. But, yeah. Hindsight's 2020, but
yeah. And I don't live my life with regrets. You know, I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe your path is a path for whatever reason that is. And so, you know, just gotta look back and be like, okay, that's why that happened. Okay, that's why that happened. Got it. Thanks, cancer. I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you had breast cancer and like you have your own podcast with that and your business is kind of formed around that, but how much you take in I won't say a bad situation because it wasn't bad for you. You took a situation that was happening to you and made it even better. Right. Like you made your whole life better where a lot of people let it take them down.
I'm a huge believer in mindset.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm similar boat. My mom lost the battle of breast cancer.
I'm sorry.
And so, but as a result, I inherited a house. So, this is what I try to tell people, a super unfortunate situation. However, she bought a house years before. It's the house I grew up in. And then when she passed away, I inherited it. And that home changed the trajectory of me and my wife's lives. Like, so, and people think like generational wealth is, you know, taking over the family business. No. Like one simple little home in Lake Mary, Florida can be generational wealth.
Right.
You know, so, no, I've been impacted similar.
I wish that kids had the opportunity. I mean, they do. It's whether or not they want to take advantage of it or not. But like, if they really understood, speaking of generational wealth, it just triggered what's a thought in my head is if kids really thought about being able to save a penny a day and then double that, you know, the whole, like the growth chart of that. I sent it to my daughter and she was like, I wish I had that much money that I could double down on. I was like, well, you have to start somewhere. Bless you.
I muted myself.
I know, but I saw
that. Sorry, yeah. Thank you.
That or you're having a seizure.
It's the Celsius. It's the Celsius.
Yeah. Jesus.
I wish that kids really took advantage of the opportunity that they have in front of them to start at a young age to just build their own wealth and then build their own generational wealth. Because it really does scare me that I feel like our kids growing up, they're going to have a really hard time buying a home.
We do have a big, not even in our area. I mean, because then, you know, people look at like, you know, I was just in Texas last week and they're like, oh, well, I'm looking at the home prices. And I'm like, yeah, they're almost 300 grand cheaper than our starter homes here. But then you're like, but their wages are a lot less than ours. Right. So it's like, yeah, you might, unless you're a remote worker living somewhere, hey, in a rural area, that might get a better thing. But the affordability has been an issue for the last several years.
Yeah.
You know, insurance goes up, inflation makes things go up. Jobs are not as, I mean, with the numbers last week, unemployment is up. So it's definitely going to be a lot harder for people out there. And we had a huge spike of home values, and they're not going down. They
Right.
might not be going up as fast as they were, but they're not going down at all.
But if interest rates continue going down, last week was the start. If they continue going down, guess what will happen? Those home prices will start increasing at a more rapid rate than they were. So I don't know. People that are on the fence, like, when's a good time? Stop trying to time the market. Get in the market. Time in the market is better than trying to time the market. You know, and we've said it over and over and over again. But it's just, I don't know. People don't want to listen or they,
You know, it's like,
but
go ahead.
And back to what you were saying, like trying to teach, you know, our kids and stuff like that. My kids are going to know what budgeting looks like. My kids will understand like how to earn money. Now, even if they're at a young age, I mean, my daughter's about to turn 5, probably going to start doing an allowance soon, letting her understand what that like looks like, feels like. You know, she can earn some money by doing something. And then if she saves it, she can buy something bigger. If she wastes it, she's going to have a whole bunch of crap, you know? So I don't know. But yeah, that's just something that our kids don't understand. Budgeting, learning how to make money. I don't know.
She might spend it all at Disney, but
we got one final Disney day yesterday before school starts.
There you go.
We did a rope drop. I don't recommend it.
You say you usually go after nap time. You actually rope drop. Cool.
Yeah, we did the opposite, and I don't know. It was different. I've never done a rope drop before, and there's just imagine all the people that want to get in. They're all right here, and then it's just like people just start running, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not cut out for this. I'm not with these people. I don't know. It was fun though. We had a good time. Kids loved it.
And never again.
Unless they want to. I think that about sums it up for me. Shannon, I think you're incredible.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
Do you think I fall into the badass life changer that I think I am?
I think you made that group.
Yeah. You're the president of that group. I'll be your VP or secretary treasurer or something.
Secretary treasurer.
Something.
I'll be the county.
What do you want to be, Steven?
I'm gonna take you're a secretary or treasurer. Can't be VP.
Why not?
Why?
I could be. I guess I just gotta be the calm.
You know
one.
what? With that attitude, you're right. You can't.
That's right.
That attitude does not qualify.
I'm trying to think of what another position is after
Speaker of the House.
There you go. Be Speaker of the House. Speaker, Sergeant of the Arms. Sergeant of the Arms. There you go.
He went military on us.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a new club.
There you go.
Started. Well, Shannon, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for telling your story. I loved it. Steven, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. Thank you, Ms. Shannon, for coming on. I'll probably see you later this week.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was nice meeting you, Derek.
It was great meeting you. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, that wraps it up. So for everybody listening, thank you for joining the Brutally Honest Loan Officer podcast. I'm Derek Brown. With me, as always, is Stephen Brock. And we had Shannon Burrows, an amazing realtor, with us today. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Shannon, thank you again.
Thanks. Have an awesome day.
See ya.